In this video, I'm going to talk about some of the reasons why people may perceive schizoids as being shy, or they may think that schizoid traits are due to shyness and why they're actually not. So, first off the bat, shyness is caused by a high degree of self-consciousness. Now, a lot of schizoids experience depersonalization and detachment in social situations, so there's not a high degree of self-consciousness during social interactions. People might think that schizoids are shy because we're avoiding social situations, but this isn't caused by shyness. It's caused by a lack of interest in engaging in social interactions rather than the anxiety of having social interactions. Having a limited number of friends may seem like the result of shyness. However, for many schizoids, there just really isn't the motivation to make a lot of friends for various reasons. Lack of emotional expression may come across as shyness. However, the reason is that because, as I mentioned, schizoids tend to be emotionally detached in social situations, their emotions don't come across as strongly. Because schizoids tend to be detached emotionally in social situations, our emotions aren't as strong, and so there's going to be less of a motivation for us to express them. Being reserved may seem like we're wary of other people or anxious of being around them, when in actual fact, we don't really have a strong desire to express ourselves in social situations. Preferring to be alone and not engage in group activities is another thing that can be a sign of shyness, when it's actually caused by a preference for solitude rather than an anxiety about being around other people. Not sharing personal information may be seen as a sign of shyness, when in fact we're naturally private people and we're selective about who we open up to, and not because we're afraid of sharing. Not starting conversations could be seen as a sign of hesitancy or apprehension, and this is sometimes related to shyness. However, in the case of schizoid, it's not shyness, it's because we don't really have a need to initiate conversations or seek out conversations. Limited facial expressions and outward gestures may seem as a constriction that is caused by shyness. However, in our case, it's caused by our defenses that create detachment, and as a result, we're not always as expressive as other people are. It can be perceived that a lack of social skills is related to shyness. However, with schizoids, we might not have the motivation to develop our social skills to the same extent that other people do, and that's the reason for it. So you can see that there's a lot of schizoid traits that could be conflated with shyness and misinterpreted as shyness, but there are different underlying reasons and mechanisms behind why this occurs.